Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. We've got some guests from Fringe in.
Yeah, love it. I love it. It's Fringe Week. It is happening once again.
Yeah, OrlandoFringe.org.
Yes.
Get your button and support all the artists that we have in.
You have to have
all the money
button.
goes to them.
Yeah, you have to have the button first. Get that, and then that way you know when you're buying your tickets that money goes directly into the artist's pocket.
And on the couch with us, we have Vulva, Va-Voom, and Shane here.
Hey!
From their show, Your Camp, My Camp. Mine Camp? I'm sorry.
Mein Kampf.
Mein Kampf.
Kampf.
Your Camp, Mein Kampf. The musical.
Wait, hold on. I don't have no idea. Can I ask them to say it instead of you? Because I have no idea what's happening right now.
Do you want it with or without the German accent?
Let's do it with the German accent. Let's do it with the German.
All right. Our show is Your Camp, Mein Kampf, the musical political satire.
Okay. All right. This sounds, and it's very in right now, the German, like very in right now. It's very trending. Yeah, very trending right now.
Very in and not getting back out anytime soon.
I know, right? I mean, isn't it weird? Never thought that would come back like that.
So, full transparency, Vulva and Shane. When you walked in, we were like, "Oh, we got something wrong," because our Fringe schedule. We got a lot of Fringe guests in,
and we try to run it tight, man. We try to do our best.
And then we're researching
I took out the
guests.
trash. We want things smelling good in here.
And then, so then I was like, "Oh, wait, vulva," and they were like, "We screwed
I
it
looked
up."
at Tom. I'm like, I got no vulva. No one told me vulva's like. Now I'm into it. In fact, you are the first vulva I've met, and I'm very pleased to meet you. And I think it's the greatest name ever. But first vulva ever in here.
And I don't even know. Brian could be lying to us, but Brian, I was like, Brian, vulva's in here, and then Brian's like, oh, she's supposed to be, or they're supposed to be here tomorrow. And tomorrow at 1. And then I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I thought it was, but it's fun because
that's how we do it.
Yeah, we can roll easy. But that's why we're flustered.
Yeah, I was very flustered. Did you see me turn red?
And then I was trying to look up your show.
We might still. It might still be the wrong day. We might have to stay here overnight.
That's totally fine.
That's
totally
can.
Fine.
It's a comfy couch.
It's a deep couch. It's not good for me. I'm too little for that couch. It's too deep.
So trusting, and I can see that you guys are good people. That I'd let you stay here.
I would too.
And I would be like, they are not going to ruin anything. They're not going to start breaking stuff.
That's why I think that's why I like Fringe is because I do get such good vibes from all of the performers. Like all Fringe performers that at least you and I get to meet, I've never met one that I was like, well, that was not a pleasant experience. You guys are always probably the most open, kind people because some of you have troubled, torturous tales that maybe you've been through to tell that maybe shaped your lives. Is this tale that you guys are telling, is that one of the said tales that I'm mentioning, or is this purely a fun German-inspired trek through politics?
It's not yet a trauma that we've directly experienced.
Might be in it right now. We might be in it right now. Right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's, I think our review that just hit, mentioned, it's like this could be set, it's set 2 years in the future or maybe 2 hours. We don't know, right? It's scary how close to real life it's getting. How do you approach satire when the real world is crazy?
Well, how do you start writing it when what you're writing seems to be going on currently? So how do you do? How did you guys start as writers and artists? What's the starting point?
So we are both history enthusiasts. We are both somewhat Renaissance people in terms of our interests in liberal arts. And a few months ago, when we were conceptualizing, maybe 3, 4, 5 months ago, something like that, we looked at things that were happening in the world, and then we looked at patterns of history, and we said, well, think we know what's coming. We looked at, we read some analyses from people who are experts in these kinds of matters, and we said, yeah, we think this is a pretty solid guess.
Yeah, and it's tracked pretty accurately, scarily.
My wife has been watching the end of Handmaid's Tale. I don't know if you guys seen that before, but
the ending of it, What are you talking about?
Well, the whole series is ending, so she's watching the final episode.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like
I checked out. Like I check out of every. I watch every. I watch like Walking Dead. I'll do the first season. I'm like, okay, I know what's happening.
And the one thing, I hope they explain this, but I'm like, how do the commanders become the commanders? Who are the like they got it?
Who's the commander?
In a horrible world where everybody's got it bad, the commanders they got it pretty good.
Yeah, they do. Out of everybody, you would want to be a commander.
But the whole everyone's got it real bad. Anyways, sorry.
That's an excellent point, Tom.
How'd you get the name Vulva?
Yeah.
Let's address the elephant in the room.
They don't, let me just tell you something right now. They don't call him the king of the Segway for nothing.
Well, the segue, that's funny you should mention because the DMV always really gives me a hard time. So I started out short version, very short version. I started out as a legit musical theater, study Shakespeare, all of that.
Really?
And and about 18, 19 years ago, I was introduced into the world of underground cabaret. Like alternative culture underground cabaret, which is that's kind of where vaudeville lives now, is the kind of creative world of bizarre skits, and drag queens, fire
Zero
singers,
boundaries.
no boundaries.
Oh, what's happening down there?
I
want to see it.
Yeah, I mean it's like LGBTQ, non-binary, everybody, and represented, and it's just zero. It's like a circle just moving all out, and it just keeps going out.
Yes,
I like that.
Yeah, and 20 years ago was a time when well-educated people, were not doing burlesque, and pasties were quite shocking. And my earlier incarnation was as Lurid Demure. That was a bit too much vocabulary for most people, and then every other drag and burlesque performer started putting either a DE prefix or a DA prefix or something, or a VON prefix. And I was like, well, I guess prefixes are out now. I need something without a prefix. So that is how I became Vulva Va-Voom.
What you just said, like
Wow.
the first. Did you go through a list of names?
Yes, I had a long list of names, and when no one understood what Laura Demure meant, I thought, well, let's just call it what it is, right on the label.
No, here you go straight with Vulva Va-Voom.
Yeah.
I do have I do like the names, like the preferably drag names that land somewhere in something mildly genitalia, like our good friend Ginger Minge. Minge is such a great,
crotch adjacent.
but Minge to me, vulva. You guys have those. You guys are like
they're powerful.
Yeah, they are extremely powerful,
through.
and they're not used a lot. Vulva is an underutilized word.
It is.
I'm bringing it back.
Do it.
2025.
This may
I'm
not,
all vulva.
Honorary. You can be
I
honorary.
like that.
I don't even know exactly what that is.
Okay.
I don't.
What about Menorah? Majora?
Yeah. No, I know kind of,
Labia?
Yeah. Well, is that all the same?
No,
There's
absolutely
menorah,
not.
majora. Yeah,
definitely
menorah.
don't know.
Yeah. You put the candles on the menorah.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Well, that is a very specific kink,
Yeah.
and we.
I think I've got a chart in the car.
Yeah. Go get the car chart. Go get the car chart.
Yeah, I know what it is, but not exactly. Anyway, so Vulva, the underground cabaret.
Yeah. You're obsessed now, aren't you? Because you know you're not a part of it.
Can you do whatever you want?
It depends upon the venue. So.
Ooh, like I'm sure there are like respect and representational rules that have to be implied there.
No, but I'm saying
I know what
it's
you mean.
extreme
As
and
far
crazy.
as concept.
Yeah. Like, I mean, how far can you go?
Oh, you can go pretty far. I have yet to. Well, so I no longer hang out in that world very often. I no longer produce in that world, except very rarely. I will do guest appearances in that world because it's a network. There are drag families with actual lineage that people trace, like the Daughters of the American Revolution. But it really depends upon the venue. So you have a spectrum of venues. You have the white tablecloth restaurants, and when I would work there, the patrons would understand my jokes and my literary references. And you have the nasty frat bar beer on the floor, and they would get and enjoy my body humor.
Okay,
They would not get the references, and so I had to find the world of Fringe to find that overlap. But It's very interesting. I'd love to see someone do a study on it.
Oh my God, you just nailed it. Fringe are the smarter drunks.
We're the smarter
Like the
drunks.
like
smart
Paco, like
alcoholics.
Paco, our German friend yesterday.
Paco's
That
a
guy,
very
I mean,
smart-
he came in and you could tell that guy's IQ was off the rocker, but he also went right for our liquor cabinet. I saw you protected a bottle of Pappy. I appreciate you doing that. I appreciate you doing
Well,
that.
he saw it. And
He did
then,
see
and
it.
then he was like, "Oh, you're gonna give me the good stuff," and I was like, "I'm sorry."
And we
But
did.
that's awkward, by the
yeah,
way.
Yeah. But you nailed it. That is how hard. Okay, so once you got there, you had found your tribe.
Yeah, we found our tribe.
Yeah.
I do
Is
sometimes.
that, how did you guys hook up, like together as a team to present or to write or creatively? How does that happen?
That's been what 4 or 5 years now, creatively.
Yeah, I think closer to 6 now.
Go for it.
Yeah,
Yeah, tell the
it's-
story. I talk too much.
Yeah, so we knew each other outside of the creative world, and then I started helping them with a Fringe show, actually, in Tampa Fringe, doing some just joke writing, joke punch up, and started going to see Fringe shows, and just saw that, like, wait, this isn't like theater. It's theater, but there's so much different. It was amazing, and I started getting more and more involved. We co-developed a show in 2021 that was absolutely bizarre. We toured that up to Atlanta, actually to Orlando and Atlanta, and then started developing shows together. Yeah, it's been an interesting experience discovering Fringe, because I didn't have that background of underground cabaret. I don't have a performer name. I'm just Shane. I'm
Right.
named
Hey,
after a
that's-
Western, like the most non-cabaret thing.
Oh, I
could
remember
imagine.
that. Yeah, Shane. Yeah.
But
I think did you go with something vulva adjacent?
Yeah.
I knew he was going to wind up doing some kind of very spicy piece at some point a few years ago. I was like, bruh, you need to pick a stage name so they don't give you issues. And he was just like, no, I stand by what I said.
McGrow.
There we go.
Vulva and the Gooch.
Oh man.
It's like
That's a new Chicago morning team,
Yeah, I'm
right?
going to say, yeah, we're
Live from Chicago.
You can do morning radio.
Yeah, it's Vulva and the Gooch.
That's a
I'm
good
sorry,
one.
Shane.
no, that's I'm writing this down. Don't apologize.
He is the
You know
fleshy fun
You know what
bridge.
sucks about that idea is it's such a good idea that if we rolled out Vulva and the Gooch in Orlando radio, it would crush. You guys would crush so hard. Because it's such an out there, bizarro, crazy name. You know what I mean? Like, people would tune into it and be like, I love this. This is wild.
I'm going to just jump right in before that nickname sticks,
Yeah.
and we're just going to go with something a little bit more neutral.
Although this is Florida, there'll be a lot of guys who are like, "Oh, I thought it was something different."
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Which can be both educational. Can be educational for folks. you know?
Look, anatomy, a lot of Americans don't know anatomy. It is educational.
True.
It's, Oh, you know what? He is Dr. Perineum for on paper.
I like that.
There we go.
You know, I'm falling into this problem of Americans not knowing anatomy because I'm not teaching my sons anatomy at all. I'm avoiding it because it's awkward for me. So I just tell myself they'll learn it on YouTube.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's,
and then my wife tells me, you have a penis. You need to teach your boys about that. And I'm like, well, no one taught me. I just learned myself in the 90s before the internet.
Yeah.
I had to learn from friends.
No, my dad taught me.
My
My dad taught me. I'm uncircumcised. My dad taught me how to clean it.
Nice, and one has to.
Yeah.
I think social media is really the bathroom stall wall of the modern era.
It is.
Do you have to clean it? Because I feel like in the Middle Ages, no one cleaned it, and it was fine.
Yeah, but I think
It was
I mean, people died of infection on a very regular basis.
yeah, you'd be like 18 years old, you're dying because you never washed your penis.
Listen,
Yeah.
we have federal officials who believe in the miasma theory of germ spread. So, I think we're kind of back to the Middle Ages here.
Is that the theory where it comes through your cell phone? I know that one.
Chemtrails.
It's
Like, oh, they're spreading it on the planes.
yeah, Dr. Semmelweis and 5G, for the 5 people who get that joke.
So when you guys do when you do the show, are there multiple costume changes? How's the setup here? What are we?
And is it actual musical?
Yeah.
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 Okay, all right.
Yeah, no, this one is a musical. There's we have a mascot character in it. We don't have costume changes. Some of the other actors in it do. There's a
How many people are we talking?
cast of 4.
And a puppet.
Oh,
And a
right
puppet,
on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and Timmy.
And Timmy. Yeah, you got to be respectful to them. I have one. Like, Mr. Snarts is back here.
Oh, good.
Yeah, this is Snarts. His catchphrase is, well, I can't tell you his catchphrase because we're on radio.
You can allude to it.
But
You
it
can-
involves a vulva. Does it not? It's on brand. It's vulva adjacent.
Yeah, our singing, dancing Elon Musk has several costume changes because the time passes about 2 weeks past, and so he is changing his T-shirt and shows up in some other items as well.
Oh, does he have a chainsaw?
Yeah.
That's my favorite version.
Or sticks his finger through his zipper hole. Yeah.
He was cutting government waste.
but it's
I get it.
But it's like Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights. They just come up and rev a weed eater at you with no blade.
They're just scaring you slightly.
So again, it's in the pink venue.
Yes, sir.
Get your button, OrlandoFringe.org.
And again, Tom and I say this all the time, but the best thing about Fringe is you get to see the person on the stage that they wrote it, they're performing it, and then at the same time, knowing that the ticket that you bought, that dollar goes directly into their pocket.
Yep.
It's a different exchange of energy in my idea, like than going and buying a movie ticket or anything else that's a big, a lot of these productions are held together by, and sometimes just one person. So it's important to go out there and support these guys. And again, that's OrlandoFringe.org.
Vulva, Shane, thank you so much for coming in.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you guys.
And we'll take a quick break, and we have more Fringe guests when we return. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. I'm talking to Arianna about how dumb I am. Arianna and the Rose is here. She's at Fringe at the Orange venue. Again, OrlandoFringe.org.
There you go.
Orange
venue. For just to start off, your voice is amazing.
Thank you.
You can sing.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you very
should be a lot. Well, unless you don't want to be, you should be a lot more famous.
I appreciate that. Thanks. I'm working on it.
Like, have you heard her? Like the videos, and all of your videos are like top tier. And then I look on your Instagram, and it's like, well, she's just doing it herself in a Brooklyn apartment or something. And I'm like, how do you do that?
Yeah,
you're good. You are really, 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 really good.
I appreciate that.
I know why Brian probably set this up because he knew I was gonna freak out.
Oh, thanks.
I watch all your videos, and I'm like,
oh my god.
Oh, this is an underappreciated. Really, you should be a super famous person.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you probably will be. And then one day we'll be playing you on the show in the future and be like, Arianna and the Rose was here.
We do know they never come back. Bert Kreischer, gone. Jelly Roll, gone. We get them in here when they're nothing. We had Jelly Roll in here.
Nate Bargatze.
Nate Bargatze, gone. Jelly Roll ate all our snacks. He's like running around. His wife's pooping in our bathroom.
And we just watched him rocket.
Yeah, Bunny.
Wow.
Bunny pooped in our bathroom. They'll never call us again.
Only there was a way to market that. Come back to that.
And you know what? I almost don't want to reach out to them because I know they'll go, we don't want to come back.
But you don't know that. Why?
I
feel like I would come back anywhere that's had me on and supported me, especially when no one knows who you are. You know what I mean? Or fewer people know
People
who you
have
are.
to know who you are, though, to have as many good songs and good videos and stuff like that. So let's talk about that. Like, are you signed? Are you independent? What is... I don't even know what you are, man. Like,
what am I? I am a New Yorker, which is a whole weird breed of things, isn't it? No, I'm an independent artist. I'm a musician. It's a pop project, so I make pop music.
But independent pop is like not a thing, right?
Or
is it a thing?
No, it's really dumb on my end. It wasn't my best laid plan. But I didn't. It's you don't know, right? Like I don't know how you guys. I've never had a podcast, so I don't know what it was like. But I'm sure it's like when you start something, you don't know what you're getting yourself into when you do it. If I knew, however many years ago, I don't know. It's kind of nice.
I thought I'd be more famous than Bert Kreischer. And guess what happened? I'm not.
You know what
He's famous.
I don't know. You guys got a lot of awards on the walls.
That's
local awards.
Local famous is famous, guys.
Local famous. We're rats.
Yeah, but local famous for me is New York City. So you know what I mean. You're in like a little bit.
I mean, we have a one city block of listeners.
Yeah, I have like 12 airboat captains that know who I am.
That's amazing. You need those. Well, now it's interesting because the music industry has changed so much. But now, most of the people I know that were signed to majors and stuff have left, are independent. So being an independent artist has actually made it a sustainable career for me because all of the money I make comes back to me.
Didn't think about that.
So when you're signed to a major, it's like a glitzy thing to say, oh, I'm on a major label. But when you're on a major label, unless you're the priority, you're not. And even when you are the priority, you're not making any money. Unless you're really in that like top 5% of artists that are the big ones.
And that's why I thought she's got to be independent, because I don't think I could ever think of a representation ever telling their client to go do Fringe.
No,
because it's weird
it's weird.
and it's hard,
It is.
but it's cool.
Yeah, it's been an
and
interesting,
rewarding, you
Yeah,
know?
well, the show, the thing I'm doing now is a one woman show, so I've never
Awesome.
done that before. So and I started in theater, and I was acting in theater in New York from when I was a kid. So coming back to theater in the theater world isn't like. I mean, I've been in concert venues and, doing like straight up music stuff for the last 10 years, but adjusting it and coming back to more of a theater world has been great. I love that. But I have never done a Fringe Festival before. This is the first one.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Very cool.
When you started blowing up on social media, what was that like? Like, did you go into it thinking like I have a chance of blowing up, or was it just a happenstance that it blew up? Like, I was just wondering your plan.
Sure.
Yeah. Also,
my
your
plan.
level of engagement is. It reminds me of ours. Like
Thank you.
they talk to you in your videos where they'll be like,
Thanks.
"Oh, the queen is back," or like, and I like that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, me and the gays they're my best. We're the
Okay.
best.
Yeah. Well,
but
welcome to
we were
Orlando
born
because
for
we
each
got
other.
a lot of gays here. This is gay
Born
land.
for each other.
Yeah, man.
I love the LGBT community has been incredible, and they're incredible on the internet and in person. But I made an album in COVID. Well,
Yeah.
I'm a songwriter, so I write for other artists. I write for film and television. I was writing for me, and then I was in LA a lot, where a lot of that is. And then obviously COVID happened, and I was in my apartment, and I sort of stopped all of that, and I wrote an album. I wrote my first record, and as an independent artist, I have a manager, and she said this was back in 2021, and she said, "Well, you have to get on TikTok." I was like, "I don't want to get on TikTok. I'm in my 30s." And she was like, "Girl, you're independent. Like, nobody knows who you are. Like, get the fuck on TikTok."
Yeah,
Can I curse on this podcast?
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
I got it.
She was like,
Yeah.
"Get the fuck on TikTok." And so I went in with a plan in the sense that at the time, I just hit it as it was happening. It's like the only time in my career from like a social media standpoint that I was like right on the wave. And I like put the work in. I mean, I was posting 3 times a day. I was doing the whole thing and seeing what worked and what didn't work. And in the beginning, I was making videos that were all different things. And I started to do these things where I played the piano and just talked because it was like really low production value. Like, it's just me and my piano talking.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to do anything. I literally turn my camera on and that's it. I don't have to edit stuff. I mean, you clip the ends and go.
Yeah.
And also, I'm a live musician, and for me, I love the part of a concert where somebody like vamps and tells a story. Like someone like Bruce Springsteen, who's like a legend at that, right?
VH1 storyteller
All of
style,
that stuff,
yeah.
where musicians are sitting and the band's playing in the background, or they're playing their guitar and they're telling you the story of the song. Like, that's my favorite part of a show. So that was where the idea came from, because then it was like, well, you receive that I'm a musician, but I'm not stuck to singing. And like having to promote like the singing videos, like, I mean, I don't even want to watch that. So I was trying to find alternative things. And then it just worked, and people just liked it. And a video got 100,000, and then the next one got 500,000, and then one got 8 million, and then another one got
awesome.
15 million, and now it's like I've sort of adjusted the format, and now most of the time now I just talk. Period. I'm just like a talking head, but I do both.
And
That's
then,
cool though.
do you start trying to curate like a more engaged audience? I'm always fascinated with like influencers and people that hit it on social media to. Once they start finding something that works, then it's like, okay, then it's like, what do they do with this that works? Did you start trying to like get these people out to the Fringe shows or market things or just keep them around? Like, what happens after you got the thing that works?
Yeah, weaponizing it is different, right?
Totally, yeah. I think that, I think that's the big question that a lot of people have. I feel lucky in the sense that I have a trade and I have a thing I'm doing, right? I'm not like on the internet. Being an influencer isn't my job. Being a musician is my job.
Yeah, you get tickets to sell.
So when I'm asking you to come to something, you're either going to be interested in that show or that music, or you're not. But making the show, actually, the one that I'm doing at Fringe, and I just toured it. I did like a regular tour, like a normal tour, a 10-date tour I just finished, and I'll do it again in the fall. Doing the show like this was a way for me to thread that needle, because initially the album I had made in COVID, which I made before all of this stuff on the internet started happening, was music for the club. It was like music for the Pride Festival, music, which is like my home and my bread and butter. And I love
I'm definitely
all
gonna
that.
cue you up for my daughter, the dancer, because this is her vibe,
It's
man.
like,
All
it's
day long,
very
your
that.
music is her.
Thank you. And so, but there was a disconnect, right? Because it was like, if you see me talking online and then you hear this music, I have to ask you to go kind of a couple steps.
Yes.
And so I had, to be honest, had been through a big relationship and a big breakup, and I was like, I just don't want to write another album about it. Like, I just don't want to do it. I want to do
Right.
something else. And so I was watching videos of like
Also kind of selfish. I want to do something for me. Like I want to do something different. I want to do something cathartic.
But it's also like more fun to ask people to come to something a little different, you know, like
Yeah.
another concert, another, like why, right? There's a
Interesting.
million amazing pop girls out there with cool voices and cool perspectives. And I just felt like, okay, I want to do something even for myself. I'm going to have to, whatever I'm doing, I'm living inside of for 2 years at least, minimum. So I was watching videos of like the Cher Show and Bette Midler and
man,
all
yeah.
those girls. And I just sort of was like, oh, I guess there really isn't anybody who's doing that, right? This sort of like broad, this like New York kind of broad. I mean, I guess like a Lady Gaga in a sense, but she's her own thing. She's not
Right.
She's not any of those people. She's Lady Gaga.
I'm not
now.
sure she does that right now,
Well, she
right?
did the
Like,
jazz standard thing, but she's a
Yeah.
pop star, and so I sort of was very inspired by that, and decided to write this like narrative concept album record that turned into this show, and the show is the album is the show, and it's this sort of variety hour Cher Show-esque one woman show with pop songs in it, all about
Are they
like,
electric pop songs?
they're all like
Yeah.
electronic synth based.
Oh,
Some
bad.
actually that's not
That's-
true. Some
that's
of them
badass,
are.
man.
There's like a jazz standard in there. It sort of genre bends, and yeah, I just wanted to do something a little different. So it's still a concert, but it's a narrative, and there's like an announcer voice, like you're watching, you know, like the Brady Bunch special or something.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah.
So let me ask you this question because I think about this a lot. If, let's say, big entertainment
Yeah.
came to you, because I feel like at this point you've been independent for so long that
Yes.
you get used to it, and then you like.
Oh man, I think I
you-
can see it in her eyes. I might
Yeah.
know the answer to this
And,
one.
and I
don't know,
feel
maybe
the
I might
same
be
way,
wrong.
where
Yeah.
there's like, you know, but then
Because I'm looking at myself is what I'm
there's
doing.
there's parts of being attached to big entertainment
Yeah.
that is you're like, oh, I don't have to do all the stuff I've been doing.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
I just have to- you
We're
know,
like
I-
15-year radio veterans, like getting somebody else's money sent to you. You're just like, yeah, not paying yourself.
And then so I think about it, I'm like, what if they did come back and they're like, hey, we want you,
Yeah,
and
we're
you don't have to
signing
do-
you.
You don't have to do
3,
all.
it's just a 3-record deal.
You don't have
and
to
here's
book
an
in your-
ass load of money.
You don't have
Yes.
to do all your social media yourself. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
like,
We
so,
don't have a person.
So do you think about that? Like, could I go to big entertainment
Oh,
if
no.
they like, but we're gonna make you what we want you to be, but you all get this money and the
Yeah.
luxury.
I think if somebody said to me, I've got you started a fire and I've got gas to throw on it, I would do that.
Yes, yeah.
If somebody said, because the truth is
and that's
that,
how usually it is now.
well, no one's
yeah.
coming along to me. First of all, I'm too old for that at this point. I'm not old, but
You
like,
need to stop telling people your age either, because like you look at my beard, I say my age all the time.
Oh,
But,
I
like,
don't-
like yeah, I wouldn't tell anybody. You're like I'm
Oh,
in my
no, I
30s.
don't-
I'm like I
don't
wouldn't
know.
say that.
I thought you were
actually think
22 years old.
Yeah, I was
I
like,
know, but
I
I-
don't mean that from the. I mean that from the trope aspect of like, there's no way you look like you're in your 30s.
Oh, I appreciate that, but I actually think it's important for any girl or woman who listens or watches me to know that. So I think that the idea, I've thought a lot about this, obviously.
Sure.
But yeah, I think hiding it. I think saying it is actually more helpful to like any young girl or a girl in her
certainly.
20s.
To
you know
my
what I
daughter,
mean?
it would
Who's
certainly
gonna,
be
Who's gonna
better,
feel like,
yes.
oh wow, that's sick. Like she's doing all this stuff, and like if you know when it hits, if it blows up, that'll be a part of the story. So I've thought about that, and I don't know what my management would say, but I am good. I don't feel
Well,
like.
you're your best management. I say,
Yeah.
Right?
I don't.
mean,
I just think it's a good like side note for
It's
anyone
honest.
who's paying attention. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Anyone who's not paying attention, I'm 23. Thank you.
yeah, accidental side note is fine.
I
you
love
know?
that. Yeah.
The truth is out there.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, God, you could Google anything, but yeah, God, if somebody came along and was like, we have a bunch of money, I'd be like, fuck yeah, I'll take your money. Are
Yeah, I know.
you kidding me?
But
like, please.
But nowadays, it does seem like even like big entertainment's like, oh, you know, we're not gonna mess with why
Yeah.
they became famous. We're just gonna
At least
profit
not on
off it.
at least not on the first record.
Yeah,
we
I
just
mean,
want to profit off
God.
this person's fame.
And
you know?
labels are messy these days too. They don't know what to do with anybody either. They're signing a TikTok single, and the deals are bad. I mean, the deals are really bad. So I think in my case, if a big label's coming along, it's because I've done something right and things are going really well, and
Yeah,
I'm probably in some sort of position where I could maybe say like, hey, it would be this or that. No one, that would be the only way that someone's coming to me. They're not knocking on my door unless it's going well.
Yeah, no, I know. That's the thing too. When it's going well, you're like, well,
It's a very honest
who
answer.
needs you at that point?
who needs you?
Yeah, I mean,
And then you're begging. You're like, I need you.
Yeah,
Hell,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm less interested in a record label coming along along and more interested in like a special.
Yeah,
You know, that
yeah.
to me is a more, especially with that's sort of what, again, why I did something like this. Ticket sales, nobody can take from you. You can fill a room with people.
Sure.
I don't have to worry about the music industry giving a shit. I have to worry about human beings giving a shit.
Yeah.
And when
100%.
those people care and they're bought into you, they don't care if you're signed to Capitol or if you are doing it all yourself or, you know, those are people who just want to come and be in a room with you. So from like an economic standpoint, it's, I mean, touring is a little nuts, but it's a better long-term plan. And also none of that existed. Like when I first started doing music, like there were no Netflix specials.
Yeah.
Nobody
yeah.
did stuff like that. And I sort of sit in an in-between. I'm not a stand-up comic, but I'm not doing like a straight-up music special. So my hope is to build the show and to build the platform and to have somebody come along and love it and want to put it on TV somewhere.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the show, it's
Orange venue.
Orange venue, Arianna and the Rose. Get your tickets at orlandofringe.org.
Yep.
And
Once again, it's one of the only places you can actually go and see entertainment where you know that your dollar is going to the artist, and we love that about it.
I do too,
Thank you
yeah.
for being here.
Thank you for having
And sorry
me.
about the turd flies flying around your face. Right now. Yeah, for this guy.
Well, no, we have
he's-
these little.
We have turd flies.
No,
And,
they're
yeah.
Florida
No,
gnats.
they're Florida turd flies.
They're everywhere. It's not just you. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
just
it's
you
not-
guys.
this is Florida.
Yeah,
We're
did
in
you
a
see her?
swamp.
Nothing
You're
is
from New
a
York.
swamp.
I was
You're in
in
a
New
swamp.
Nothing
Yeah,
says
yeah.
success like your
There's no-
your
Bug
your
bites
new
indoors last night. I was
your
like, how is this
Brooklyn
even-
friend is like, oh my God, the
Yeah,
S
yeah.
flies are attacking me.
They're Florida gnats. Everybody knows. All right.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for
and,
having me.
Guys, we will see you tomorrow.